Good afternoon, Mr. Angle. Today we're going to be performing an exam called Confrontation Fields. This exam evaluates your peripheral vision. We are going to be approximately 60 to 80 centimeters, so we don't want to be too close, but we are going to do an imaginary box a little bit over her head, down to her shoulders, right here to the top of her shoulders. This is the box. So those of you, this is pretty much your measurement spot. Now, you want to also make sure that when you start doing this test, that the patient is going to be eye to eye from you. They're going to be looking at your open eye, nothing else. So when you switch eyes, again, it's eye to eye. That is how you're going to evaluate this exam. Now, you are checking for deficiencies in quadrants, the 4 quadrants. You are going to be checking the superior temporal, the inferior temporal, the nasal superior, and the nasal temporal on each of the eyes. If you find that the patient cannot see, then you notate that by coloring in the section that the patient cannot see. Now, what you want to make sure you do is you evaluate yourself first, because if you cannot see on these quadrants, then you cannot evaluate the patient correctly. So we're going to get started. Oh, the patient also is not going to be wearing glasses, and your room has to be well lit so you can see the patient's eye movement and they can see your target. The other thing is if you're in a room that's slightly lit, in other words, it's not a full lit room, you can use an overhead lamp like we have here, but you would not point it to the patient because we don't want to form any glare. So you want to make sure that the patient can see the targets correctly. Okay, so we're going to start by asking the patient to please cover her left eye. Why? Because we're going to start evaluating the right eye first. So therefore, I am eye to eye with my patient. So my targets are more or less right here in front of her eyes. That is my center from her head to her shoulders. So approximately right here is my center. I'm doing a square. So this is how I normally start to make sure that this is right in front of her nose. And her eye. So then you don't want to be too close to you, too close to her. Your targets will be improper. So when you show them, for example, I'm going to come over here in the same. How many fingers do you see? Please up. Please make sure to focus on my open eye always. Do not look at my targets.
2, 1, 2, 1, 1.
Okay, and then you would ask her to cover the other eye, please. Okay, now I switched my eyes. Again, I'm in the middle. So now when I open, when I close, and now you're going to look at my open eye, stay fixated on my open eye, and I'm going to show it.
1.
Now I can see the target. If it's too out and I cannot see the target, she should not be able to see the target. Okay?
1, 2.
See, you got to make sure. Okay?
1, 1.
Okay, so that's pretty much this test. Stay in the middle, show the targets in the middle, not too close, not too far, or close to her. So it keeps the integrity of the test.